Skinamarink may be one of the most unsettling films I have recently seen.
I am so scared.
Let's see if this horror film is worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services. If you guys are like me, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. Two children wake up in the middle of the night to find their father is missing and all the windows and doors in their home have vanished. I have never seen a film like Skinamarink. This is not your typical narrative. It doesn't use common techniques with its direction and its editing. This is a deeply unsettling film. This isn't a film that is relying on its jump scares and blood and gore to deliver a story. What it ultimately feels like is a nightmare from your childhood. The way that this film is presented, the way that they utilize the children in here, the audio, the way that the camera looks, how unfocused it is, it feels like you are having a nightmare. If you think back to a dream or a nightmare you had as a kid, they don't really make that much sense. And that's exactly what this film is. You could barely hear the children talking. It has to have subtitles and it is truly haunting. Scenes linger for quite a time and it's just not in focus. And if you ever woke up in the middle of the night from a nightmare or a dream and you thought you saw something in your room, that's what this film does, is that it focuses on one scene, one location of this house, and you start to feel like you are seeing something there, and then it slowly starts to become visible, and that is what's haunting about this movie. Like I said, this isn't your typical narrative. There really isn't a progressing story. What it just feels like is an hour and 40-minute nightmare, and you are there. The way that the camera is navigating throughout the house, it feels like you are part of this dream. I wish I would have saw this in theaters. It would have been a much more haunting experience. But this is the film that you just can't sit and talk with your friends during it. You have to focus on this film. And as we start to explore this house and seeing that the doors and windows are missing from this house, you start to piece things together, and then more elements are added to this experience, and it just adds to those unsettling moments. When the kids are going through their house looking for their mother and their father and what they encounter along the way, it really just brings out those nightmare feelings that you had as a kid, and how unsettling it is, and how it doesn't really make that much sense, but it does that within this film. As a kid, I had a nightmare about going into a bedroom and turning on the lights. And if I turned on the light, it was very dim. There was a man in the closet, and I would walk out of the room, hide underneath the kitchen table. He would walk out and he would kick the chair and then leave. Didn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense to me still to this day. But that's what I felt like when watching this movie, is I felt like I was just having a nightmare and I wanted to turn it off. This isn't a film that has jump scares left and right. It's not a film that's going to have blood just pouring into the film. It's a film that is relying on the experience of a nightmare and how unsettling the atmosphere is within this film. It is truly effective. Now, there is times where they attempt these jump scares and they have loud sound effects that go along with it. Now, those jump scares are like less than a second. It's very, very quick. And they are effective and they could work. But I think that if they would have expanded them or didn't have a certain sound effect to go along with it, it would have been really chilling and disturbing to see, because there are times where you see something in the background or something pops out very quietly. Those are what I consider to be a jump scare, and there's not a lot in here. They really catch you off guard. If they would have had those scenes go on for just a little bit longer, it would have really worked and really scared me. I felt my heart racing throughout this film for really no reason. The camera is just moving throughout the house. I just was absolutely afraid while watching this film. The anxiety that builds throughout this film, the characters that are in here, the absence of the parents and the windows and the doors in here, It is a film that is deeply unsettling. You have to watch Skinamarink. Please watch it in theaters. It is unlike something I have seen before. It is not your typical narrative. We're not going to have the characters talking to each other for most of the film. The audio is really quiet. The camera work feels like a dream. It taps into our childhood nightmares and what horror could look like as a child and what we experienced when we were younger. So before I give you my score for Skinamarink, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie-related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. And if you'd like to see where Skinamarink ranks amongst all of the other 2023 releases I've seen this year, follow me on Letterboxd and there you can find my ranking. I'm going to go ahead and give Skinamarink a B+. Thank you guys for checking my review for Skinamarink. Have you guys seen it by chance? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.